All right, what's up, everyone? Duquesne here, and the lab is finally revealed, and I am happy to say I have worked on a map I have built in the lab, and it was a ton of fun, and I'll give my experience to that here in a little bit. But just in case you don't know what the lab is, you're like, what's the lab? It is a map editor in Splitgate 2, so it's similar to like Halo's Forge, or like, Fortnite's UEFN, or even back in the day before they canceled it, Far Cry's map editor and stuff. So it's similar to that. You can build your own custom maps and everything and have custom games and everything in Splitgate 2 in the lab. So it's a ton of fun. Now, I will say it is not as powerful as something like Halo, with all the Halo scripting and all the crazy stuff that Halo can do. Same thing with UEFN. It's, of course, not as powerful as that. I don't think anything is really as powerful as UEFN, in Roblox and stuff like that. Because those are actually, you just make your own games. in those games, you make your own games. But yeah, it's still extremely powerful. You're able to scale objects and everything like that, which is huge. That is a big game changer. Being able to scale. No longer do you need like 10 objects to form one wall. And if you want, you could just scale an object up and boom, there you go. You got yourself a wall. That's like on my own personal map. Those big old blocks at the top that say, SSL on them, and one's purple, one's blue. Those are scaled up crates. And so there you go. You could just scale that sucker up. It has a nice little look to it. I really like it. But yeah, it was a ton of fun, and I really appreciate being invited out to be able to check out and build something in Splitgate 2 before release. And it was, like I just keep saying, it was an incredible experience. The devs were so receptive of all of our feedback, and they really want to, make this the best it can be and improve on the lab over time. So it's not just like what's going to be releasing, that's what's going to be the final product. No, they're going to be improving it over and over, and they're taking a lot of community feedback in order to make it much better than, what it is at launch. So in case you don't know, you could try out the lab in Splitgate 2 in the open beta, which starts May 22nd. So I'm real excited. I had limited amount of time to build this map that I created before release, and so we're really limited, and we also didn't have that many objects and stuff to be able to work with. As you noticed, the very first map had a lot of vegetation. It had trees, it had bushes, it had grass, it had, like flowers, it had all this like stuff and everything on there. We did not have those vegetation objects. That's why all of our maps don't have vegetation or don't have rocks or anything like that. Since we had an early version of the lab, like a much older version, just to be able to test out and give our feedback over what we would like to see and what it feels like. And so, yeah, that's just one thing. I'm so excited once the open beta comes out on May 22nd. I'm actually able to use rocks and trees and vegetation. I'm so excited to be able to expand on everything, which is another great thing. Everything you build in the open beta will transfer over to release. So you're not going to just lose all your maps and everything that you make. They'll all be there on release whenever eventually Splitgate 2 releases. So that is great news. Now, one thing I will say is, the lab is not as powerful as, Halo Infinite's Forge. I know that may turn off some people, but that is actually, I think, a good thing. One of the biggest issues with Halo's Forge, it is insanely complicated for just casual people. So if you're just a casual person, it is very hard to get into because there's just so much stuff, and it's just not as easy just to build a map, especially to build one like some of the real beautiful maps, because there's not a lot of, prefab type of objects or anything like that, like objects that just come automatically, like made by 343. I guess they're called Halo Studios now. And so, like rooms or things like that. That's one thing why some people like Halo Reach better, because there's a lot more of those objects that you could just throw out there. It's not as complicated. So I will say that, Splitgate 2's The Lab is, still very powerful, but not as complicated as Halo Infinite. So I think the casual player would love to be able to just jump in there, throw some stuff together, and have some fun on the map, which is fantastic. That's definitely what is needed. And you could go for some crazy things. Did you see that surfing map in the trailer, which was awesome? I love the fact that you can make different things, especially once people start getting used to it. I'm excited for the community to be able to make stuff involving the portals and just other things like that surfing map, and just being able to make some really cool things. So I just want to say thank y'all, everyone. Thank you so much, for inviting me out to be able to play the lab early and try it out and get my feedback. I'm so excited for May 22nd to be able to try out the full thing. But y'all can also expect here on this channel, I will be uploading, Splitgate 2 map features. I will check out people's maps and I will jump in and try them out and just give my opinions, walk around the map and have some fun on it. So y'all can expect that. So if you're excited about that type of stuff, be sure to subscribe. Now I do other videos on here, so I still do Fortnite videos like with UEFN custom maps, but this is pretty much a UGC channel, user generated content channel. So it could be from Fortnite. I may do some Roblox and everything, and of course Splitgate, may throw in some Halo every once in a while, especially with some MCC stuff, as well as some other map editors out there that come out and everything that I just want to try and check out. So thank y'all everyone for coming out. I appreciate it. I don't know how to end this because normally with Halo I say Forge a New Halo, but this isn't that. So lab a new Splitgate. I don't know what to say. We got to figure that one out. But thanks everyone for coming out, and I'll see y'all next time.